A love story, but not your ordinary love story. Not hardly, you heard? Get into this shit right here. Check this shit out, you know? Check it.
As he turned the corner, I called out his name. I felt so ashamed when it wasn't you. As he turned the corner, I called out his name. I felt so ashamed when it wasn't you.
Companions, commitments, relationships, they can be so nice. In days, picnics, and dance slow nights. You start to miss it all when you got no wife. Seeing couples walking, holding each other's hands, talking like everything around them don't exist. And yo, they stop before crossing the street so they can kiss. That remind me, my love for this little mommy. A slim body from Saudi Arabia, probably. We met 5 days into her stay, a 30-day visit. Her second time in the USA, but my first time to gaze at her and wave at her was at a nickname, Islamic name, hard to spit game. Okay, I'm reloaded.
Who is Ankh's crack pipe?
I'm reloaded.
I'm coming here from my office in Brooklyn. So for those of you who don't know who I am, who is this lady up here? My name is Dr. Judge. Some people know me as Makeba. My name is Dr. Judge. Some people know me as Makeba. My name is Dr. Judge. Some people know me as Makeba.
You know what it is. This your brother Sarnetta coming at you once again. And what we're going to deal with is some powerful information. I bring the most beautiful, lovely, sexy sister in the building, Makeba Judge family. We're going to get in with some powerful hot science here. And I tried to wait for my sister, Nia. But without any further ado, I bring to you my sister, Makeba Judge, in the building. Sister Makeba, what's happening? Talk to the people. You in the building, Sister Makeba, you live. Get your stuff off. Peace and black power to you, my queen. How you doing?
Black power to you too. I'm doing great.
All right, good to see you, my sister. You look great. Yeah. You're looking good.
Remember the 5th of November, the gunpowder, treason, and plot. I know of no reason why the gunpowder treason should ever be forgotten.
Ankh's crack pipe.
And the first thing I want you to do is introduce yourself to the people. Let them know who you are, just in case they forgot. What I want to ask you, my sister, is that the people, the brothers, they're going to be talking some crap about the weave or your hair, the way your hair is. You got on the wig, and what's all that about? I thought you was conscious. I mean, can you talk to us about that?
Yes. So me and Sai, you guys don't know, me and Sai talked a little bit behind the scenes about this, how some men just have like a hatred of anything that's not, 100%, what they perceive to be 100% natural. And I
they're
think
not
that
100% natural themselves.
Thank you. They're not 100% natural themselves, number one. When I was actually getting my locks done at a salon, there were about 3 men, because I was in there for like 6 hours. There were about 3 men. My picture's very fuzzy. Can you see me? Okay.
Yeah, I see you. Yeah, you clear.
There are about three men in there getting locks extensions and adding color to their locks that was not their hair. And it's just such a silly issue. It's such a ridiculous issue, but I'm happy to talk to anybody about it. I don't have like this is all fun, this is all good to me, and I have fun with it. I enjoy myself. I was telling Sa, I have this wonderful purple superhero wig that I love, and I actually did an entire video on black women's hair, and you know how women just adorn themselves. Like that's all it is. Nobody wants to be white. Nobody wants to be white. Nobody wants to be white.
Just yesterday, my daughters came into the house and said, "Daddy, how come I don't have good hair?" I wonder how she came up with that idea.
Nobody wants to be white.
Show me the doll that you like best or that you like to play with.
This one. I like that one.
I'm killing.
This one.
That one?
This one. I like to play with this.
And can you show me the doll that is the nice doll? And why is that the nice doll?
He's white.
And can you show me the doll that looks bad? Okay. And can you and why does that look bad?
Because it's black.
And why do you think that's a nice doll?
Because she's white.
And can you give me the doll that looks like you? "15 out of the 21 children preferred the white doll."
Nobody wants to be white.
Yeah, that one.
Which one?
This one.
Why do you want that skin color?
Because I don't know. I don't know.
Not sure. What do you think of that skin color?
Well, it looks kind of whitish, and that's all I remember.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nobody wants to be white.
How about you? Why do you want that skin color?
Because it looks lighter than this kind, because this looks a lot like that one.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And I just don't like the way brown looks, because the way brown looks really nasty for some reason, but I don't know what reason. That's all.
So you think it looks nasty?
Well, not really, but sometimes.
Sometimes. And Brielle, they asked what color adults don't like. Do you remember what you said? Which one? That's right, that's what you said. Why do you think adults don't like that color?
Dark.
Dark. And adults, you think adults don't like dark?
Well, maybe some adults do, but maybe some of them don't.
Hmm. And then which was the ugly child?
So show me the smart child. Okay, why is she the smart child?
Because she looks like me.
Okay. Show me the mean child. Okay, why is she the mean child?
Because she's way darker.
Okay. Show me the good child. Why is she the good child?
Because I think she looks like me.
Okay. Show me the bad child. Why is she the bad child?
Because she's a lot darker.
Show me the ugly child. Why is she the ugly child?
Because she's like a lot darker.
Nobody wants to be white.
¿Cuál muñeco es bonito? ¿Cuál muñeco es feo? ¿Cuál muñeco es malo?
Ninguno.
¿Cuál muñeco es malo?
Este.
¿Y por qué?
Porque, bueno, este es moreno y este es blanco.
Nobody wants to be white.
¿Cuál muñeco es feo? ¿Por qué?
Porque a mí no me gusta el color café.
Nobody wants to be white.
¿Cuál muñeco es bueno?
Este.
¿Y por qué?
Porque no me dan miedo los güeros porque tengo más confianza con si los un poco más así como este. No tengo mucha confianza.
Nobody wants to be white. 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 Nobody wants to be white.
Okay, I'm reloaded.
Who is Ankh's crack pipe?
I'm reloaded.
Oh my goodness. All right. I was talking to him about this behind the scene. We were discussing about black women and their hair, and Saad gets it because I was saying, you know, I'm sure there are times you're a married man when you want to see your woman just looking different. You want to see your woman just looking different. You want to see your woman just looking different. Your woman just looking different. You want to see your woman just looking different. I have this wonderful purple superhero wig that I love.
I can feel your energy from 2 planets away. I got my drink, I got my music, I would share it, but today I'm yelling, bitch don't kill my vibe, bitch don't kill my vibe, bitch don't kill my vibe, bitch don't kill my vibe.
Okay, I'm reloaded.
Who is Ankh's crack pipe?
I'm reloaded.
This this anger over the Kendrick Lamar video and stuff like that. So yeah, I mean, I definitely have an opinion about some of that stuff, but I want to put it into perspective and have not just a white feminist view, which doesn't really include us and doesn't really apply to us, but I want to put it into perspective as to why there is a need for black feminism and also define it for people who don't know what it is as well, and to dispel any myths around it.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So a lot of times in a conscious community, when you use that word feminism, you know, that gets people really riled up because I think that we naturally attempt to try to disconnect ourselves from feminism. Could you kind of explain to us what do you mean by black feminism and why is it important?
So you know, white feminism started back in the late 19th century to early 20th century, and it came about because of you know, women not having the right to vote. It was more focused around laws and women wanting to be equal to their white male corporate counterparts and their white male educated middle class and upper class counterparts. It didn't include women of color at all. It didn't include poor women or anything like that, disabled women or anything like that. Now that's just the white part. It damn sure didn't include any black women or anything like that. So, you know, black women saw that there was, you know, a place, because being black and being a woman are not two things that are mutually exclusive. You know, my experiences as a woman are not exclusive from my experiences as being black, and I still suffer from, you know, I can still suffer from oppression as a woman. I can still suffer from victimization as far as, you know, being sexually abused or being discriminated against because of how I look and whatever the case, not having rights, you know, maternity leave and all that kind of stuff, but also understanding that there's another level to it, you know, as far as my blackness goes. And so Alice Walker coined this term in 1983. She's also the writer of The Color Purple, so that's where that name comes up. Alice Walker, you have, Michelangelo Davis. Alice Walker coined this term in 1983. She's also the writer of The Color Purple, so that's where that name comes up. Alice Walker, you have, Michelangelo Davis. Alice Walker, you have, Michelangelo Davis. You have a lot of women that were involved in that. So this term womanism came up, and womanism came about in 1983, where they said, you know what? I mean, clearly the movement came out before that, because women were not being served in this Pan-Africanist movement, the Black Liberation Movement and all that. And they were included very much so in the fight, but they were still not being looked upon as equals, because women were not being served in this Pan-Africanist movement, the Black Liberation Movement and all that. And they were included very much so in the fight, but they were still not being looked upon as equals. And
the thing is, black men were not oppressing black women. That's another myth. That's that color purple shit that a lot of these black feminists like to promote. That Mr. Beaton Seeley, all that color purple ass bullshit. That wasn't really happening like that. There was there's abusive families here, there, whatever, but that wasn't the normal mentality of black men. It wasn't then, and it's not now. And the thing is, a lot of these black feminists, they'll try to point out the sexism that was in the civil rights movement. A lot of these black feminists, if you read their books, they always point out to the sexism that was in the civil rights movement. And even that they got from white women. There's two white women named Mary King and Casey Hayden that came out with this memo called Sex and Castes, talking about the alleged sexism in the civil rights movement. These were women who, I think they worked for Dr. King, they were volunteers or something like that, and they started talking about how they were just the women and they were just regulated to clerical work and office work in the civil rights movement, and how it was sexist, which was more bullshit. Because in the civil rights movement, these brothers knew what they were up against. These people out here had a white supremacist mentality. They were killing black folks, and they were killing black leaders wholesale in the 1960s and during the whole civil rights movement. So the brothers naturally wanted the sisters to fall back. You don't want to put the sisters on the front line of that. These lunatics out here blowing up churches, blowing up kids in churches, and hitting black folks with bricks and bottles and shooting at them and killing. You don't put the women in the front line of that. So yeah, they told you to stay your ass in the office. That ain't sexist. That's protecting you. I really resent that when they start talking about how the brothers were sexist. That's bullshit. I really, really resent that when they say all that.
And so black women said, you know what, we still need a safe space. We still need a place where we can talk about our health and the issues that are affecting us as well. And with black feminism or womanism, I like to separate that because it really is Africana womanism. Womanism is focused around family. It says that black men can be included in the conversation, that they should be included in the conversation, that that's the only way that it's going to happen. So with white feminism, you see more of women hating men, having issues, like just having conflict with men. They're not in balance. They seek to be equal on a level which is more on a corporate playing field, on the military playing field. You see, they want to have the right to serve in the military and go out on the battlefield and all this craziness. And that's not really where black womanism is at all. The focus is more on the family, is more inclusive of the black man. It says that we are not only equals, but we love you and we want you included in this. But however, understanding that we need to have our own safe spaces as well.
Hell, again, they do a real disservice to black females, man. Black feminists don't give a fuck about black women as a whole. They really don't. And I will keep saying that, and they keep getting mad and keep getting mad, goddammit. Because they don't give a shit about black women as a whole. That's why they've never done anything for black women as a whole. Ever. Never, ever, ever. Because they are purposely trying to divert the energy that we as a community need to get up out this damn ditch. Because black men and black women, we're in a ditch right now. We're getting pummeled. Rocks are being thrown at us in this ditch. And what black feminists want to do is argue who has the most dirt on them in the ditch. It don't matter who has the most fucking dirt on them. Let's get out the fucking ditch. Then we'll worry about who got the most dirt on them. But while we're in the ditch, it doesn't matter. And we both in the damn ditch right now.
So what we're really doing is you're creating a. Oh, I'm getting the background.
It's okay. Take your time.
What we're doing is really creating a line of demarcation between white feminism and African womanism. Where did this theory come from, this black womanism? Because I've heard it so many times. Where did it originate from?
I said that to the hoe. Can't turn a hoe into a housewife. Hoes don't act right. It's hoes on a mission and it's hoes on a crack pipe. Hoes don't act right. It's hoes on a mission and it's hoes on a crack pipe. Hoes on a crack pipe.
The motherfucker who wrote the article, her name is Naya Amara. Her name is Naya Amara. Her name is Naya Amara.
Now back to our show.
It was first used by Alice Walker, who's the writer of The Color Purple. It was first used by Alice Walker, who's the writer of The Color Purple. It was first used by Alice Walker, who's the writer of The Color Purple.
So why are they complaining, these black feminists, who really don't care about no black women, by the way? The black feminists do not care about black women whatsoever. If they did, they would have built something for black women. So why do these black feminists, especially like Alice, my first husband is white, Walker, Alice, the color purple, Walker, Alice, been throwing black men under the bus all my life, Walker,
Alice Walker, you have, Michelangelo Davis,
Angela, I'm dating a white lesbian, Davis. Really? You see the pattern here? Just look at the pattern here. See, what they're doing is what I call the Negro bedwench mating call. They're just putting this out and putting their name on it to let the white supremacist male power structure, some of the guys who are white supremacist males, they're letting them know that they're available. They're doing the whole Negro bedwench mating call. They're letting the white supremacist male power structure know that they're available. That's all they're doing. They're just doing Negro bedwench stuff. They're doing the Negro bedwench mating call. They ain't trying to change nothing. These women know good and well these programs don't help no damn black men. And pretending that they wanted to help black women. They're just giving out signals. You understand that? Did y'all notice, because they got like a 1,000 signatures and all this old shit, it's very interesting that all these black feminists, they can rally together for this to try to sabotage something that was supposed to be or allegedly for black males that's not even helping black males. But did you notice that when this whole Donald Sterling thing popped off, all of these black feminists were quiet as a goddamn church mouse? When Donald Sterling in the NBA, they got this team owner who's not only a misogynist, who's a white supremacist. He's talking to a black woman or a woman of color. He's talking to her on tape like she's a slave. Not only is he talking to her like she's a slave, he's on TV shitting on this woman of color. He's calling all types of, she's a street person. He's talking so greasy. These goddamn Negro bedwench black feminists didn't say a word. They didn't do nothing. They didn't sign all of these 1,000 signatures and all that. Where were they then? Where were all your signatures then? How come you didn't? Where were y'all? You didn't make all these signatures and take it to the NBA to get rid of Sterling. Y'all were quiet as shit when Donald Sterling made his big brouhaha about women of color. He was really, really getting in that woman's ass, and none of y'all said nothing. You know why? Because y'all want to be the next V. Stiviano. You want to be in her place. That's why y'all were quiet as hell. You want to be the next V. Stiviano. You were agreeing with everything Donald Sterling was saying. You want to be in her position. She's your idol. Y'all wanted to be next to Donald Sterling. He has a new Negro bedwench now. I saw some pictures of him. He's out with some other Negro bedwench at some restaurant. Like he's Calvin Candy from Django. Now this dude making all types of comments, talking to black women crazy. Now y'all gonna sign some signatures because of some damn My Brother's Keeper initiative that's trying to help some damn, or supposedly trying to help black dudes, which ain't really helping no black dudes. This is why their movement is a joke, which is no movement at all. This is why their movement is a joke.
Now that being said,
I'm reloaded! Okay? Come on in here, motherfuckers! Come on, I'm waiting for you! Well, you ain't coming in? Okay, I'm coming out! Are you up against me now, motherfuckers? I'm gonna blow your fucking brains out! You think you're big time?